There's a couple of slides here to show you how to annotate text for this unit, Haroon and the Sea of Stories. The first thing you're going to need to know how to use is how to use the tools in Kami to do this. And this will be converted into the Edpuzzle, so that is your first step, is to watch this video, which you're already doing, which is great. The second step then is read the directions for the chapter. Each chapter in your packet has the annotations for that chapter. There's maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe 3. There's not very many for each chapter. These annotations are also available in Schoolage if you want to look at them there. But I would have my packet out and I would open up the chapter. But in the packet first, you guys are good readers. Read the questions first so you know what you're reading for. You then can read or listen to the text. You can do that in your book in print, or you can do it online in the annotation document itself. But as an example, use these questions to guide your reading of Haroon and the Sea of Stories. Insert a text box or comment with your answer, your response, your idea, whatever you're saying for this. Use appropriate colors when annotating in order to more easily sort your notes after reading. So there's not a ton of colors. There's only 4: red, blue, yellow, and orange. Red is facts. Blue is inferential kinds of annotations. Yellow is analysis. And orange is when you're looking at Solomon Rushdie and his craft, the author. So for example, you have an inference annotation here and an analysis. And this is pretty standard what the format is. Reference the passage that demonstrates Haroon's relationship with his parents, insert a text box or a comment, and explain the relationship between him and his parents. And then you have an analysis one that's referencing the passage. So then reference that passage in yellow that demonstrates his reaction to his parents' actions. And do you think it's reasonable or not? Why or why not? So you're going to find the text that answers these things. You're going to highlight them, going to mark them, and then you're going to answer the questions. Where you do that is you open up each chapter in Kami. And that's the way they are loaded. So let's check that out. Okay, so here's the chapters are in the folder by their deadlines. Here's where some of the resources are that I've already talked about. I also have just a small overview for each deadline, each mastery check. Just a little summary of the chapters that might help you to understand what's going on if you're a little confused and don't want to ask me. Here's where the audios are if you would like to listen to them while you are reading it, or instead of just have it open and looking at it and have it being read to you. It's not a reading class per se, so you can listen to it if you want. It tells you how long each chapter is. And then here's the annotation assignment. So here's our chapter 1 annotation. So let's open that one up. What I just want to quickly show you is as it loads, you might have to scroll down. It's the cover, and then it should be the chapter that we are in. And this is chapter 1. This is the only chapter that's in here. As you look at it, you're doing 2 things, if you remember from your packet, which you probably should have in front of you as well as you're doing this. You are highlighting, referencing the text. And you can see that I've done that in a couple places here as an example. And then you're responding with a comment or text box tool over here, your answer, your response. You're typing that up. So as an example, let's say this was the answer. This is the text I thought answered that first question. So it's marked it, highlighted. This is where you choose your colors down below. You're going to use just the 4 colors, the blue, the yellow, the red, and the orange, depending on which question it is. So I'm highlighting this in blue for that question. And then if you make comments, they pop up over here. If that's the way you want to work with this document, great. You can see here that I've highlighted it and then I started to answer it. This shows, this highlighted text here, that it's going to kind of pop up when I roll over it and scroll over it. This shows that the relationship is whatever. Okay, then I know there was another question about the reaction to his parents, something like that. It was a yellow question, if you will. So here's the text that references it. I've highlighted it in yellow. This time I used a text box instead of a comment. Text boxes, when you create them, they just show up right in the text. So maybe you want to do that so it's really close, right on top of the text that you're referencing. Some people like that better. You can also choose the size of that. So if you have a longer answer, you can still kind of keep it really close there and change your font size and get it really small. So you can type more in there and it's still very close to your text. If you do not want them off to the side, those are your two options. So those are the three tools you're going to use the most. You're going to highlight that text in the color of the type of question annotation it is. And then you're going to comment or create a text box with your response to that annotation. Okay? So as you go through the chapter, here's the whole chapter, wherever you find stuff. So you choose your strategy. Do you want to read through the whole thing first? Can I have a sense of what these are? Look at the questions first and then read. Like, I would always look at questions first before I read, but you choose how you want to annotate. That's up to you, and that is once you're done with it all and you've got that chapter done, then you submit it. And then I will see what you've done and be able to comment back and give you the grade. So you'll be doing that throughout the book. Let me know if you have questions, and good luck.